Hey there, welcome to Stormy Goat Tarot. My name is Kat. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm super excited to be breaking in this channel with a Libra video. I have my ascending and my moon in Libra, so you can say that I've been feeling a lot of the energies at play that we've had going on thus far. If you're watching this video in the future, we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde in Libra, in the middle of Libra season, with the new moon in Libra having just happened a few days before. So we've got a lot of Libra energy. I'm really disappointed that I didn't have an opportunity or just missed the window to make a new moon in Libra video. I really wanted to. I think it has a lot of really good properties and a lot of really good potential to bring to people, as energy wise. So I decided that just because we have a glut of Libra energy going on, that I would do a pick a card for what your Libra season is going to bring. Now, how this is going to work is each of these flower significator cards, and I had to do roses in true Venus and Libra fashion. I can't help it. I like pretty things. Each of these significator cards is going to represent a pile of oracle cards that I'm going to read intuitively. And then from there, we're going to take a deeper dive with a Celtic cross spread using the Universal Rider-Waite Tarot. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do clarification or clarifiers or not. I think it would have to kind of depend on how deep we actually get with these. And the intention was to kind of have them be a little bit more short and sweet, but direct. So here are the cards, and each of these has a little kind of descriptor as well as a quote. So I'll read those once you've made your selection. But for pile 1, we have the yellow rose. Pile 2, we have the red rose. Pile 3, we have the white rose. And for pile number 4, we have the pink rose. If you need to pause this video to make your selection, feel free to do so. And if you feel called to multiple piles, feel free to check out both. If you find none of them really resonate with what you're feeling or your energy, feel free to check out more of my videos to come and for a more fleshed out message. But we're gonna jump right into this one. So just gonna get started here with pile number 1, yellow rose. And here we have enthusiasm and friendship. A single rose can be my garden, a single friend my world. Quote from Leo Buscaglia. Buscaglia? I probably mispronounced out. How horribly in-Italian of me. In Italian. Un-Italian, in Italian. I don't know. There's a specialness, an individuality to this card. And yellow roses are often associated with genuine friendship or like an amicable love. So it could be that maybe you're realizing the specialness of your role in something, whether that's a part of a group, where you're at work, whether you're realizing the specialness of another person, their role in your life. Or even something special about yourself, seeing your own specialness. So, can you tell that I have no idea where to put that? So let's get our oracle cards out. There, that seems like a good spot. So at the center. Dog. And then rabbit as our animal totems. You and pile 3 also had 2 animal totems, so we'll see how that dynamic plays out. And then card number 27, healing the heart, power of self-love. What did I say? With dog, we have divine service. How can you serve yourself better? And then rabbit, sensitive soul. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. So that appreciation that I was talking about before, I feel kind of like this is talking about appreciation. And maybe of something or someone's qualities that you didn't see before. Or didn't appreciate before. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to appreciate before. Rabbits also symbolize community for me, just because their communities run on a warren. They're interconnected through tunnels. So the actions or the parts of one affects the entire warren. Dogs to me are also about relationships, particularly friendships, loyalty. With healing the heart and the power of self-love, that's also cleanup with me. Maybe seeing where you had some more negative influences in your life or negative people in your life, and then considering or seeing one friend or associate that you've had that has stuck by you, just like these figures here. It's a little blended or blurred, so if you can see the two figures here, one taking notice of the other for their gift. Because it looks like a lute or a guitar that this person's playing here. Maybe realizing that what's been around you this whole time has what's been special. You didn't have to go look for it. And when you did, it didn't yield exactly what you thought. Maybe even to the point where you got hurt or got a little bit burned by somebody or something. Rabbit Totem also talks about not letting your problems get out of control. So maybe this person is going to be a part of helping you set boundaries. Maybe you've gotten to a point where you're just so far into a situation or with a group of people that you really don't know what to do or how to proceed, whether you should even proceed, but for whatever reason you feel pressured or inclined to go forward. This person's here to help you. Here to help you do that. I like it. Whoever this person is, they are a good friend. And they do have your best interest at heart. Okay, like I said, we're just going to do a Celtic cross, seeing if we can get any further or additional information. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so very much. I'm truly grateful for all the messages that you've given me thus far. What does Libra season bring for my pile number ones, my yellow roses? What does Libra season bring for my pile number ones? Of course that fell out in reverse. We have the Tower in reverse. Yikes. Blocked by the Five of Swords. All right. At the root, we have Justice. You know what the right thing is. And because of that, letting things go. Immediate past, we have the King of Swords. Immediate future, we have the Three of Wands. Your perspective going forward, the Two of Pentacles. Factors in your environment, Seven of Pentacles. Hopes and fears, we have Six of Swords. With the potential outcome being the Queen of Wands. Cool stuff, cool stuff. You are going to win this fight. This situation may feel like it's difficult in the end of the world and that it's just going to keep going on and on and on. It's not. And I feel kind of like this tower, even though because I was like, of course this had to happen, huh? Um, but I feel kind of like with this tower, it being in reverse, you're dodging a major bullet. So whatever you're involved in now, or whatever path or people that you began associating with, um, it's not going to lead to anything good. They're not going to lead you to anything good. And I feel like you do see that, and you have preemptively seen that. Like, it's not that you don't know it, it's you're having kind of a difficulty separating yourself from that. And that's what's blocking you in this situation. The Five of Swords makes you feel like it's all or nothing. I have to either go all the way or there's no way. I would say probably the best, your saving grace personally in this reading is justice being at the root. You know that this isn't the right place for you, not the right people for you, not the right circumstances for you. And you are ready to let that go with the Five of Cups being in reverse here. Letting go of that pain. It's unnecessary. And as always with the Five of Cups, it's not like there aren't two cups behind you. It's not just about those three that have spilled. There's still opportunity there when you're ready to turn around and take them. King of Swords in your immediate past seems, I get that is coming from one or two places. You've either been so resolute, so firm in your decisions, so willing to fall on your own sword, literally, that you feel like you're committed, you're in it to win it now, there's no way that you can stray the course now, or that someone is trying to kind of lord that over you, that someone is trying to kind of guilt trip you or make you feel so inclined to keep participating. I don't quite feel that second one. I feel like in either case, because you are taking the initiative. But it was also your initiative to get in this mess. So I feel it more as just kind of a pressure to stand by and keep your word. You're trying to be noble. You're trying to be the bigger person. I just see you as kind of being surrounded by or in a situation or circumstance where it's not necessarily an upstanding or upfront scenario, or you're not dealing with the most like morally squeaky clean people. But you're ready to move past it with the Three of Wands. It was nice. You maybe had good times, good experiences. It's something to tell the grandkids one day, but you're ready to move on. Just this, from your perspective with this Two of Pentacles, that all I'm getting is, oh, it's nice to want things. It's harder to do things, which I completely and utterly get, especially in social situations or situations of obligation. Seven of Pentacles being in your environment, I feel like Your true friends and your true support system and what's really ready and willing to help you out and support you are waiting for you to see this. I feel kind of like they were waiting. They appreciate your decisions. They know you're capable of making your own decisions. But they know too. They see how bad things are going for you too. This could also be taken as being maybe not yielding what you're putting into a situation. So if this has to do with maybe a social situation where you're a part of a group of people that aren't trustworthy or not being good to you or doing right by you, it could be you putting more resources into them or willing to go the extra mile for them, but them not necessarily putting the same amount of effort into you. Or this could even be at work. If you're the kind of person who's innovative, always bringing ideas to a meeting, always doing this, that, or the other thing to help out, and just kind of all you get is oh, thanks, I really appreciate that. And, you know, crickets after that, then this could be you kind of seeing what's the point. With hopes and fears being the Six of Swords, like I said, I feel like this is another sort of just getting out, of leaving a turbulent situation and going to safer shores. Typically, this is with the help of something else, whether this is your guides, whether this is spiritual, whether this is literally divine intervention plucking you out of one situation and taking you into another by complete chance, or if this is people actually helping you make this transition. It's a pretty sure and assured thing. The help is there. The only one in your way is you. But look at you. You are the Queen of Wands in the potential outcome. The Queen of Wands doesn't bow to anyone. The Queen of Wands is a very vivacious, very sensuous energy. Someone who knows themselves, someone who isn't afraid to get blunt and isn't afraid to speak her mind to people. And of course, just because it's a queen doesn't mean that it's specific to gender or anything. But you deserve to shine. All of you, not just the socially acceptable parts of you. And if people can't get over that, then they don't need to be for you either. Righty. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands overall. Yeah, there will be petty arguments. There are going to be little gutter snipes that need to kind of pop off and say what they need to say. But it's only because they know what they're losing. They know what it means if you decide to come into the office one day, sit down and give your 2 weeks and your letter of resignation. They know what it means to lose that person that they can't hang out with all the time, or, fill their time with stuff for them. But it's also time to be around people in good situations and healthy environments that feed you. that do something for you, because that's not selfish. And don't ever think that it is selfish giving yourself some attention, because you are special. Okay. I'm going to do just 2 or 3 positive affirmations from Flower Petals kind of mini deck. Oop, already. All right, we've got Cherry Blossom, return quietly now and be at peace. I read that really weird. And Violet, the answer and truths are always within. Like I say, you know all about this. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a very open and shut reading for you. And really it is. It's very straightforward. You have all your answers. And they're your answers. It doesn't mean that they're factually correct. It doesn't mean that there's X, Y, or Z that's a part of it, or that even the situation that you're currently in or the people that you're affiliated with are necessarily wrong or bad. But it's not the right circumstance for you. And your gut can tell you that better than anything. Alrighty, pile number 1. I hope you got a lot out of this reading. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to check out my Instagram for additional content, as well as upcoming news on information on how to book a reading with me. Currently not accepting personal reading requests, but that will change. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you in more upcoming videos. Take care. Into the light and the shadows cast. Alrighty, and hello, my pile number 2s who selected the Red Rose, Hidden Secrets. Ooh. 3 things can not long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. According to Buddha. They don't specify which Buddha, but I apologize for that. All right, so with this, I'm actually not getting anything romantic at all, which is interesting considering that the Red Rose is passion. It is lusting romance. I'm getting more of a passion project that you are keeping secret. That hidden secrets element of it is what's coming to the surface the most, I would want to say. Let's see what we get here with your oracle cards, though. That's always my metamorphosis card. My jumping into something new, transformation. We have Wolf, Heart Medicine, Let Go of That Which Does Not Serve Your Highest Good, and Death and Rebirth. Darkness to Light, card number 19 here, which breaks down to a 10, which is the completion of a cycle. This has similar vibes to me to pile number 1, not carbon copy, but if you were guided to both, I would definitely check pile number 1 out. There's something more stark, something definitely more serious about this. Panthers also, to me, talk about purging. So we might be talking about a dark night of the soul, a real coming through the valley of darkness to be on the other side, better and more realized kind of feel. heart medicine. Let go what does not serve your highest good. Wolf is a very prominent animal totem. Most, if not all, literature that I read regarding animal spirits, animals and spirituality, animal totems, all have really, really high regard things to say about the wolf spirit. They're a journeying guide. They're often affiliated with going on shamanic journeys and being a guide in the spirit world, being kind of bridges between our reality and that of spirit. If you are readily spiritual already, you might be feeling maybe a pull stronger than usual from your guides. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Or becoming more sensitive in being able to listen to your guides or hear the guidance of your spirit guides. This is interesting. I'll bite. This is a little bit more vague than pile number 1. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so very much. I'm truly grateful for all of the messages that we've received thus far. Tell me more about what Libra season holds for my pile number 2s. Passion project. Something hidden. Could it be hidden vice? Ooh, could it be purging hidden vices? Maybe something that used to be very important to you, now you realize should no longer have taken such an important place in your life. Please bring some messages. Truth and love. Knight of Cups in reverse. Ooh, emotional manipulation. Blocked by the 4 of Cups. I don't want it that way, so I'm gonna contrive it to be that way. Motivated by strength at the root. Shadowcast is the devil. Surprise, surprise. Immediate past, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Immediate future, we have the King of Wands. Your perspective, 2 of Swords. Environment, we have the 10 of Swords. Hopes and fears, we have 6 of Pentacles, with the potential outcome being the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. This is heavy. Yeah. This is a lot more in-depth than pile number 1's. Knight of Cups in reverse speaks to me of not following your heart. Or convincing others not to follow their own way. Why? You just don't like it. I'm getting the sense of someone doesn't like the hand that they've been dealt. They don't like the circumstances that they're in. There's something that they don't feel they deserve this, but at the same time, they feel they're made to put up with it. They're trying to be strong when in reality they're in chains. Makes me sad, whether this is you or someone close to you. Because, yeah, this is someone who is not in touch with themselves. They think that they're doing the right thing. They think that they're doing right in the situation or by people, but they're not. What started as collaboration has now turned into collaborative tyranny. It's kind of like a feeling of being... It's like being king of an anthill. Like, you're so tied to this process. You're so tied, or I don't want to use the word enslaved. That's really, really dramatic and not correct, and I don't want to go there. But you're so tied to an ideal. You're so convinced in what someone's telling you. You're drinking the Kool-Aid so much that you think that you have leeway, or that you're a major player in this situation, or that you're the mastermind, and you're not. You're being manipulated. King of Wands tells me of development towards wanting to do something different. I do, because Pentacles are coming up so much, I feel kind of like this could be vocation or career. The only way that I could see this being like an extracurricular or like some kind of like recreational activity is if it was something that you felt pressured into doing, or if you feel like imposed to be a part of it, like a sports team. I don't know why that's coming through so fervently, but something like that, something that you have an obligation to perform in, or even like a theater group or something like that, or yeah, like a creative space where maybe, yeah, we're gonna be together, we're gonna create art, everything's gonna be beautiful, people are gonna be really professional, and just things go south and things are a mess from day one. And what started as collaboration led to tyranny. And it's interesting because pile number one did have a similar card or a similar placement of another two of Pentacles, but it did kind of indicate a similar thing. You feel at a crossroads, like you're either stuck doing one thing or the other thing, and pleasing people or disappointing people. And it's not as black and white as all that. There is a choice, but you're the one that gets to make it. Two of Swords also talks to me about an inner peace that the Two of Pentacles doesn't necessarily have. So while pile number one maybe feels a little bit more powerless in the ability to make a choice, you definitely feel like you can make a choice. You are at peace. She has her back turned to this kind of turbulent water here. And she's listening to herself. The problem is, I think just whatever you're thinking of doing is scaring you. Because it's a big jump. It's literally a transformation. And I mean, that doesn't happen with things that, we know and love. We don't transform into something that we know every little thing about, typically. And I mean, with the butterfly imagery too, think about butterflies, think about caterpillars. A caterpillar literally has to break itself down physiologically. It looks nothing like it did before it entered its cocoon. And then it evolves into this beautiful creature. It's not scared of the process, nor does it necessarily know that it's coming. But when it's time to make the shift, when it's time to change lanes, you check your mirrors, you take stock, you get ready for when the time comes. And with Ten of Swords in your environment, I am seeing that it's time that a cycle or a way of life or a period of time is brought to an end. It's an end of this life, of this one. In the background, there's the dawn of a new day. It's time for something new. With Six of Pentacles being in the hopes and fears, this definitely, and I can relate to this. Yes, you hope that you will reap what you sow. You are hoping that the reward is going to be as juicy as what you're putting into it. Just there is that initial feeling of having to put down a payment or investment in starting up XYZ, however this is pertaining or relating to your circumstance. There's that kind of clenching at the purse strings, or just that, oh, that really hurts, to make that commitment, whether it's a time commitment, a matter of money, something tangible. Because let's face it, you do have to carve out the time. You do have to put your money where your mouth is sometimes. But with the Queen of Pentacles as the potential outcome, and this is interesting. This is another queen and the potential outcome too. Pile number one had a Queen of Wands. You are capable of it, is what this is telling me. You are capable of creating this, of achieving it, of obtaining it, should it be an actual physical object. One interpretation that I heard recently of the Queen of Pentacles was this little rabbit here, which I always took to represent fertility, of bringing something to life, of this kind of lush, fertile landscape that this queen has going on here. Rabbits can also represent anxieties and nervousness, and she's not even paying this little guy any mind. Her eye is on the outcome. Her mind is on the reward, on what she is working towards. And if you're anxious, that's not going to get in the way. Not if you don't let it. Ready? Let's get a couple cards from the Flower Petals affirmation. what are some affirmations for my pile number 2s regarding the spread? Oop. Got sunflower, practice courage each day. It's not about, selling your house, quitting your job, and parting ways with all of your earthly belongings to go join the circus. It's not about that. It's about the incremental changes that you can make each day. That's something that you can use to build you. Any other? Oh. Snowdrop. Tomorrow brings the illumination of your hopes. Yes, be excited for the future. It feels like a really heavy thing, and I know better than anyone. Though I like to think that I don't know better than anyone. Or really am better than anyone, I guess I should say. But I do know how heavy the future can be. And just how much of a far distant thing and dissociative thing that it can feel like. But when you go from that, when you don't think of it as like a looming deadline, like a date that you have to have everything figured out by, and look at it more as something that you're carving, something that you're laying yourself, it shifts. Because then it's something that you know that you have the power to direct, and that you can provide your own care. You can show up for yourself. Let's do one more. I'm feeling kind of pulled to it. What's one more affirmation for my pile number 2s? Regarding the spread. Okay. Well, I shuffled for 1 and you got 2, so there we go. We have tulip, you're worth what it is you desire. Yes. And orchid, your uniqueness is always perfectly lovely. Yes. Even if you think that what you want to do has been done a million times over, no one does it your way. No one's going to do what you want to do the way that you do it. And it might inspire you to create in new and beautiful ways as well. Too often I feel like we're expected to hone ourselves into this perfect, optimal machine of doing whatever it is that we do, or whatever it is we set out to do. That's not the way of it. We're human. We're supposed to go about our lives organically. We're supposed to make mistakes. Miscommunication inspires, or it creates an environment to collaborate in, to clarify, to share, to learn about each other. All right, thank you so much, pile number 2. I hope this was helpful. Probably the best place to check me out is my second home on Instagram for more additional content, as well as news about an upcoming Patreon and information on how to book a personal reading with me in the upcoming future. I'm not taking any personal reading appointments right now, but that will change, so stay tuned for that. And if this is where we part ways, to the Lights and the Shadows cast, I will see you in my upcoming videos. Take care. Alrighty, my pile number 3 is the White Rose. New starts and wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle. Thank you, Aristotle. Pile number 2 also had themes of transformation. That's also what I'm getting with these butterflies present. So maybe a transformation or a new start where you're taking information from your prior circumstance, whether you're going into a new job and you're taking experience, or you're taking lessons that you learned on how to conduct yourself, or any training that you received into this new job, or if you're entering a new relationship, taking any lessons or experiences that you've had in your last relationships and using it for your new one. So some type of maturation, some kind of maintaining perspective while in the midst of something completely new. Right. No, I want it this way. Yep, taking the plunge. With Otter, initiations be open through this transitional time. Right. And then adjustment, looking back and moving forward. This might be a situation where you do have to make the first move. Just right off the bat. It's like this figure here. If he's waiting on others, or if there's someone or something that he's waiting for, how is he going to see it from this kind of angle? I assume it's kind of like a burrow, where he can't necessarily see out except for any light that's shining through. And at the same time, how is anyone supposed to see him and hear? So even though he has no idea what this outside world is like, what may be going on out there, he has to take the first plunge in order to see it. Sorry, interrupted by my cat. Otter to me is a very sweet energy. It's a very heartfelt energy. It's maintaining connection and fun with yourself. It's connection of the higher self with the inner child. That even though you're changed, you're still you. You're just you with more experience under your belt. And I love this card. This is the Priestess of Light Oracle deck, and I absolutely love it. But this adjustment card, looking back and moving forward, is, yes, like this just summarizes what I've been trying to say between what I was feeling with the imagery of the White Rose and then the other two oracle cards tying in. You're meant to use your experience that you've learned, what you have gained from prior experiences, good or bad, towards what you're moving towards now. And that's not necessarily the same experience. You're going to have to use your discernment as far as what is going to apply, what is going to be the same dangerous, scary experience, and what is just pushing you there, what is just triggering that in your mind. If it comes to relationships, also seeing red flags as a red flag, not as potential. Because haven't we all been there? Alrighty, let's dig into tarot for a more complete picture. Thank you, God. Thank you, spirits. Thank you, angels, so very much for all the messages that I've received thus far. I'm truly, truly grateful. What can my pile number 3s receive from Libra season? 4 of Pentacles, but you're currently holding on to something, aren't you? Holding on to an ideal, holding on for dear life. Crossed by the High Priestess. Holding on to and holding back because you don't know. At the root, we have the 9 of... What? The 9 of... That's not even a suit. The 9 of Cups. Shadow cast is the Ace of Wands. Immediate past, we have 5 of Pentacles. Immediate future, we have 9 of Swords. That's maybe where it was coming from. I was gonna say 9 of It wasn't swords. I don't know what I was doing, but there we go. The 9 of Swords. I almost called it. Your perspective moving forwards, the 5 of Wands. And the environment is the 3 of Wands. Hopes and fears, we have 10 of Wands. With the potential outcome being 7 of Wands. Lots of Wands. Someone's very... This is all very rapid thinking. This is all happening very, very quickly. Cerebrally. I'm getting something about perfectionism. So maybe you're a perfectionist, or you have somebody in your... Sorry about that, my cat. Or you have somebody in your life who's a perfectionist. Just all these possibilities are in your head. There are just so many wands, like, in this row. All wands, actually. But I'm also kind of seeing this as momentum, because when I read with a Celtic cross spread, I do kind of see this whole card arrangement here more as kind of the way forward, as guidance to move forward. And this part of the spread really is like what's going on, or like the meat of the situation at hand. So it's actually really optimistic and really, really positive to see all that momentum moving you forward, because I feel with this 4 of Pentacles, just that you are rooted, like you are not budging. And maybe you feel like you're not ready to learn this, like you're not ready to take up this opportunity, not ready to take the next step, not ready to do XYZ. But do you know that? And I mean, perfectionism really is kind of the killer of productivity, because just in life, is anyone really going to track you down if you don't dot your I's or cross your T's the right way? Perfectionism can be the perfect excuse to stay still. I'll use a personal example, actually, and kind of an aside. It's kind of like me with this channel. I was thinking things out to the T of exactly how I wanted to do things, what schedule I wanted to be on for filming, how often I wanted to do it, et cetera, before I'd even done any of it. And for the longest time, I would not do it just because... What if it didn't work out exactly as it did in my head? And of course it didn't. Because, sometimes life isn't about perfectly planning it out. It's about the way that comes to you and what you make of the way and the tools given to you. You plan what you have and what you know that day, in that moment. You can't take into account every single thing, no matter how hard you try. We can attempt and we can project and we can do our best. But life isn't getting to the end of the finish line and wrapping everything that you've come across and taken with you all up in a nice little bow. It's just not. The root of it is the Nine of Cups, and you want to be successful. There is just such a genuine pull at wanting to be good and good at whatever it is you're setting out to do. And what's coming out of that is creative energy, creation, initiative. So this is good. I actually like this now that I'm actually kind of feeling out how everything's connecting and playing here. It's kind of like you're using your weakness as a strength. Maybe you're used to being goal oriented. Maybe you are used to having to kind of track your progress. I love playing video games personally, and that is literally the most satisfying part, is tracking your progress and maxing out, stats, quests, things like item quests, anything like that. And if you don't play video games and what I'm saying is kind of gibberish, then disregard. But I'm just trying to use an example of you're using something that should be and is, I'm not even say should be, it is holding you back. It is an adverse condition to you, but you're using your goal orientedness that has made you successful maybe in this environment, in this way of doing things. And instead you're using that goal orientedness as motivation to create, to move into a new workflow, a new way of doing things for yourself. And of course, because we have Nine of Cups going on here, it could be regarding jobs or regarding making your sometimes gig an all the time gig. Doesn't have to be. This could be well too, if we're talking about relationships or commitments, since, Libra, 'tis the season where relationships are coming up, commitments are coming up for everyone. What if you've been single, or at least in kind of like a dating phase of your current relationship for a while? You've had your own space forever, and conversations finally come up on sharing a space. Just because you either haven't done it or haven't done it in a very long time, and maybe your last partner, you lived together and something happened or the relationship ended and things got to be a pain after that separation, which, again, been there, done that. It doesn't mean that the potential of a positive outcome in your future should scare you, or that the past should have any sway on that. Because I am with the immediate past with the Five of Pentacles. There is this insecurity around lack, insecurity about not being good enough, of not being acceptable. Which could also be just a mentality that you have about yourself, if you're used to kind of putting yourself down of not being good enough, of not having. This could also mean that you once were actually poor or not having that material abundance in your world and fearing of going back into that, which completely normal. But again, these people, they're not lost. They're not in a bad spot. They're right outside a church. So if they were to just turn around and take stock of their options, they have a place to go. There is a place for them. And I mean, if this is a circumstance where you're unhappy in your current predicament, and movement forward would definitely be an improvement for you, different doesn't always mean bad. For your perspective moving forward, there's the Five of Wands. I'm definitely getting that as like arguments that you have for yourself mostly, or maybe arguments that others have used, and you're just collecting them and using them as excuses to not make this choice, to not move forward. Five of Wands also talks about competition, competitive energies. So a feeling of having to compete. Maybe you need to stand out and you're concerned whether or not you actually are. In your environment, though, it is primed for your movement forward. You've had people tell you that you could do this, or you've probably had people say, like, depending on your goal, and like I said, I'm just kind of tossing examples out here. You could, I don't know, have a really, really good voice, and people have told you before of, oh, you should sing, or oh, you should like sing professionally, or etc., etc. And, you know, you being the wonderful you are, hard on yourself, always improving, always seeking to be the next level of greatness. You know, you take the compliments, but you're like, oh, but I'm not a pop star. I'm not a part of a multi-million-dollar band, you know? Like, what's the point? The point is to do. You're good at it. There shouldn't be any shame in being good at something. And more often than not, people aren't looking for perfect. Hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Wands. The burden of expectation is what I'm getting with this Ten of Wands. With also the hope that all of this work, all of this accumulation, all of this planning, prepping is for something. Because see how he's walking and taking these wands back to this town or this house that's here in the corner? It is being burdened. But also make the work worth it. Nobody likes spinning their wheels just because. And it gets to a point where it's energy that you could be using for something awesome. On someone awesome. This one, more than any of the others, I am kind of getting more of a relationship or love pull. I think maybe it's all the wands. Maybe it's all the passion kind of thrown in. I do see career too. I do see kind of creativity or life choices here too. But anything worth having isn't easy, no matter what it is. And I mean, so says everybody. You don't need to be listening to me to tell you that. Potential outcome, we have the Seven of Wands. Again, something worth fighting for. But what you have to be careful of is, are you using this wand to gear up and fight, or are you keeping everyone out? Bring the guard down. One discovery that I made about the Seven of Wands, and I actually really, really thought it was funny after I found it out or noticed it, is this man here, he's wearing two different pairs of shoes. He's not like the man in the poor, wow, okay. Where are you going with that, Catherine? Oh boy. He's not like the man in the Four of Pentacles here, who is completely content just being held in one spot, grounded on his little throne with his pentacles in tow. This man is under duress. It's hard for him to keep this out. It's hard for him to keep this at bay. He's disheveled. Because maybe what he's defending himself from isn't a threat. And while this isn't the most optimistic card as the potential outcome for this kind of a reading, I do see there's a realization in it now. No one's stopping you from asking questions moving into a new situation. You can ask questions, evaluate. And if something new doesn't turn out to be for you, at least you won't be wondering what if. And you'll have had some new experiences under your belt, which you already have. You can use it. It's something to be used. Bottom of the deck for overall energy is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Oh, fear. Of just literally wanting to go in the other direction, of seeing fulfillment, of seeing the possibility, the bright horizon, and just wanting to go the other way. I'm really feeling for you guys. This pile, a lot of conflict, a lot of, not conflict as in fighting, but more of a conflicted mind. Okay. Let's get some good affirmations and guidance for you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so much. What affirmations for my pile number 3s regarding the spread? What affirmations of guidance for my pile number 3s? Please show me clearly. We have gladioli. Set boundaries will ensure good growth. And Snapdragon. Listen with care, speak with kindness. Yeah. Setting boundaries doesn't mean saying no to everything. It means saying no to what you're uncomfortable with. It's not eliminating anything. It's getting to that middle ground where you can still have new, genuine experiences. You just don't, if something makes you uncomfortable, if something is literally not in your scope of interest and on your comfort level, in your value system, then you don't need to do it. And maybe a part of that too, with learning to set boundaries and to how to make those boundary lines, is understanding your audience. Listen with care, speak with kindness. Just because someone suggests something that maybe you've had bad experiences with, or that you aren't comfortable with, or that you are averse to, it doesn't mean that that person is a bad person or that they're trying to get you to do a bad thing. We also aren't mind readers. We don't go around knowing automatically what every single person we interact with has been through. And just as it's important for other people not to judge us, we shouldn't judge other people. Alrighty. That's all I'm feeling for you, pile number 3s. I hope this helps. You of all the piles, I just want to give you a big hug. I understand being new to setting boundaries or being hesitant to make them. You're going to be fine. You've got this. It takes practice. Just keep practicing. Alrighty. I hope this was helpful. The best place to find me, or this channel's second home, is my Instagram for additional content, news on upcoming content, as well as upcoming information on how to book a personal reading with me. I'm not currently taking appointments for personal readings right now, but that will change, so stay tuned for that. And if this is where we depart, to the light and the shadows cast. Take care. Righty, and last but not least, my pile number 4s, the pink rose. Righty. Pink rose, grace and sweetness. The pursuit of perfection, then, is the pursuit of sweetness and light. Matthew Arnold said that. So this one I probably got the most hits on when I was looking at this card. For whatever reason, reading the quote, I was just taken by how fleeting it was. I associate pink roses with compassion, kind of a more playful or innocent love or affection. This, I'm just getting kind of like a fleeting, almost like right off the bat, just kind of something that it's here and before you know it, it's gone. And then kind of in line with thinking that for, again, whatever reason, and just this, I personally have never said or prescribed to this expression, but what popped into my mind was the saying, a moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. So I have no idea if maybe there was an exercise or diet plan that you were trying to stick with that you've been having problems with, or maybe you've been trying to find like maybe a diet or food plan that meshes more with your body. Something to where you're trying to improve the physical condition of your body. Attempting to, or trying to balance it out and make things right within specifically your physical body. I don't know why I picked those up. I'm just ready to go already, I guess. Okay, let's get the oracle cards. A lot of input from people, maybe. You guys also got 2 animal spirit totem cards, along with pile number 1. Bear, earth energy, you are the light. It's safe to step fully into your light. And swan, graceful transformation. Soften your heart and find your flow. Yeah. What feels good and productive and for you is not going to be for other people. And just as you have to understand that not every method, plan, approach is going to work for you, people also have to be mindful that of giving you advice as well. Because with the multiple swans and kind of the multiple hands seeing here, I feel like a lot of people are kind of putting their hands in your business, or trying to kind of make their opinion known. And sure, it's helpful. I'm sure it's opened a lot of like doors of inquiry for you, but there comes to be a point where too much help just looks like too many cooks in the kitchen. And then card number 42, Wings of Light, becoming something new. You are future focused, though. You have your eyes on that prize and you are going to get it. Yeah, there might have been if there's change, this isn't like any of the shifts felt with the other piles, whether it's moving into a new relationship or anything like that. It's not a circumstantial change. This is something that needs to be done. So I feel health with this, like the physical condition of the body is what I'm feeling really, really strongly. Bears can kind of talk to me, especially kind of in a hibernation context like this, of needing to replenish, needing to do or achieve something in order to like implementing a practice that's overall going to be good for your body. And with Swan, graceful transformation, soften your heart and finding your flow. Maybe you've been resisting this, whether it's something that you either didn't feel like doing or you're just resisting all of the input that you're getting. Because sometimes I'm one of those people, or I've gotten better, but I used to be one of those people where if you told me to do something, I was actually less inclined to do it versus kind of finding my way on my own. And some people need to kind of learn the approach by doing it their way, by being more hands-on. But yeah, most part I'm getting you're really tired of people kind of getting on your case, of always having something to say, I feel. And you're ready. You're ready to find that flow. You're ready to do it. You're just ready to do it on your own. right, let's jump into the tarot to get a little bit deeper. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so very much. Please, what is going on during Libra season for my pile number 4s? Please bring forth messages. Ooh. Oh my goodness, I'm not taking any of those. That was card of Vomit. Tell me what my pile 4s can anticipate with Libra season. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, lacking initiative, lacking motivation, kind of dawdling energy, like locked by judgment. Yeah, I'll put it up for due consideration, you say, as you put it in the never-ending to-do list. That's kind of what I'm getting. At the root of it is the Knight of Swords. Yeah, not moving. These two horses are facing opposite directions, so it's like, I feel like that's straight up confusion. So I feel like you're being taught conflicting things. You're being told all kinds of stuff. Crowning, the shadow cast is the Tower in reverse. So yeah, nothing's happening, and because of that, everything's happening. Immediate past, you have Ace of Cups. Immediate future, you have the Ten of Cups. Okay. Your perspective in the situations, the Nine of Wands. Environments, the Sun. Hopes and fears, the Queen of Cups. With the potential outcome being the Knight of Cups. So many knights. It's no wonder. God, it's no wonder you got the Wings of Light. That is movement. Like, that is, maybe you weren't moving before, but you are now. So I'm seeing movement all over the place. I feel like now you're at the point where you just kind of don't want to move, because it seems like whatever choice you make is the wrong one. Knight of Swords to me is very erratic. It's almost like the Eight of Wands, but if all 8 of those wands were just thrown in a dryer and then just the door opened and then all of them just fly everywhere. It's a very harried and very kind of like harassing energy. It's moving forward at all costs, even if all costs means you didn't quite think it out, you didn't quite go about it responsibly. And for whatever reason, like, God, I'm really, really sorry to keep bringing this up. It's something that keeps coming through more and more and more, is just the physical condition. It's like I'm getting exercise a lot with just, okay, maybe Pilates was for you. No, it was Zumba. No, it was cardio. No, it was this. And I'm seeing just kind of exploring all options, but not necessarily going about it in a wholehearted or like authentic, genuine way. And unlike pile 1, where the Tower in reverse was kind of dodging a bullet, I feel like the Tower in reverse here is, okay, you decide not to move. That doesn't mean that the tower can't come crashing down around you, as foreboding as that sounds. So maybe you have been experiencing kind of subliminal or like really passive adverse effects. Maybe you are experiencing health problems at this point. Maybe you are experiencing something in your environment that just isn't good, that's causing you to feel this way. To keep you in that state of defeat, I mean. Which, I see you coming from a place of fulfillment. There's positivity here in the past. What brought you down? What brought you down? I actually am going to clarify just on this one. Just on the Knight of Pentacles. Because I feel like you were on it. You were feeling something. You were feeling really good and positive about something. And you still kind of see it with the Ten of Cups. But what is keeping you from... What is keeping you from taking the steps? Let's see. I'm going to use the Robin Wood Tarot to clarify. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so very much. I'm truly grateful for all the messages that I've received thus far. Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, Spirit. Why do my pile number 4s feel like they can't make a move? What is causing them to delay? What is the procrastinate? Where is the procrastination coming from? Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, please, Spirit, here. Please show me clearly. Okay, and on the clarification, we have the Knight of Swords upright this time with Page of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, there was... Page of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles really kind of talk to me about operating within a structure, like being very successful at operating within a structure. And when change or fluctuation came to your world, your system, whatever you were experiencing, you hit the trail. You called it quits. In this case, change scared you. It made you feel unsuccessful. And now I feel there's more of a push to actually do this because you are seeing negative side effects or experiencing a negative aftermath. Which, like I said, I feel like it's very, very subtle. I feel like it's enough to start creeping into your mind that you should do something. You should take the initiative. You should get on top of it. But it's at the same time, it's not tearing your life apart. It's just that creeping, kind of that feeling at the back of your mind. And maybe that's enough, depending on where you're receiving this kind of, these effects, or experiencing these kind of pitfalls. It could be enough to get you to move. Your perspective moving forward is the Nine of Wands. You're wary, but you're willing. You're willing to put up a good fight. Don't worry how well you're going to do. Part of the journey is the first step, too. But I feel like your environment for setting this all up in is very, very good and very, very fostering to the kind of results that you want to see. And with everything that I have seen laid out thus far, I feel like you will achieve your goals. You will obtain this. Because if people in your life if it's the people that are being unsupportive of your objectives, you can swap out the people. You can find a group of friends that you can confide in or relate to about this stuff. Because I really feel like you yourself have put yourself in a position to make this a really promising and prosperous environment for you to achieve this in. That's optimistic, and I like it. Hopes and fears, Queen of Cups. I think you're afraid that you just might actually accomplish this. Or that you actually really will feel that much better when you get to that milestone that you're reaching for. And because you're afraid of accomplishing or achieving it, you're afraid of slipping into bad habits. And then all that progress for nothing. I guess I really should have just not tried. Queen of Cups in reverse, which is kind of how I read the card in the hopes and fears, kind of as its shadowy or like reversal meaning, which isn't the same thing to me. And its positive aspect. So Queen of Cups in reverse, or like when she's not her best self, she can wallow. She can really give in to her emotions too readily. Act from her feelings too much. So again, there's this regulation issue, or this regulation theme. With the potential outcome being the Knight of Cups and the only knight that is upright, which is funny because the other two piles that he appeared in, he was in reverse. So you are going to make strides. This is progress, and this is progress your way. The Nine of Cups crosses this river here in order to meet the Queen of Cups, in order to get to his emotions. He has them, he's ready, but he needs to take that step. He needs to initiate that. You can have all the good intentions in the world, and I feel like with this heartfelt movement, you found an approach that works for you. It's a matter of doing it. It's a matter of rubber meeting the road. Which, hey, during retrograde seasons, that's hard in and of itself. I don't fault you there. I don't fault you ever. But But you found your way. You found what speaks to you. You found what possibly works best for you. It's within your reach. Go get it. Bottom of the deck is Six of Swords. Escaping these turbulent waters. This confusion that everybody's turned this situation into being. Of muddying the waters when really all you needed to do was be, or all that you need to do is speak from yourself and move from yourself and what you know is the right choice for you personally. Let's get some flower petal affirmation cards. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so much. I'm truly grateful for all the messages that I've received. What affirmations do you have for my pile number 4s, please? Oh, that is a... Oh, no, that's not that many. Look at me. So we have Lotus, stand still for now and listen to your life. And Lily, good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. So yes, just kind of like I said, from all those sources of input or all of those voices that were saying this, that, or the other thing about everything that you should or shouldn't do, everything that you should or shouldn't try, none of them are you. And if all a person can do is criticize or just come up with possibility after possibility after possibility after you're genuinely having a hard time, is that person really being a supporter of you, or are they just giving you something that they think that you want to hear, that you quote unquote should do? Because of some form of obligation. With Lotus here, stand still for now and listen to your life. Listen to your body. Listen to your needs. Like I said, I don't know why this pile's so themed around health and the body, and I should preface this with, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, medically or psychologically, psychiatrically, anything like that. But everyone's different. Everyone's body chemistry reacts to different diets. Everybody's physiology behaves differently with different exercise patterns and routines. It's all about understanding you. And as our bodies change, that changes as well. Find comfort in the fact that it's not supposed to be a static, everything stays the same all day, every day kind of a game. We're in a constant state of learning ourselves. And I feel like with this reading that someone here is really trying to find the balance for themselves so that they feel well-rounded and in all ways at peace and in a state of wellness for themselves and what that means for them. And if that person is you, viewer, then I'm proud of you. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much, pile number 4, for sticking this through with me. If this message resonated with you or any of my messages resonated with you, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for additional content. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. The best place for updates and additional content is going to be my second home on Instagram, where there's going to be, again, additional content, news and updates, as well as information on how to book a personal reading with me. I'm not currently accepting personal reading appointments right now, but that will change. So stay tuned for that. And to the light and the shadows cast, guys. Take care.